Hi guys. Um so I'm back with another video. I know I haven't been on here for like a few weeks now, but I don't know if you guys will have noticed that I changed my YouTube name again. So um I I changed my name and I changed it to Charlie because I feel like that's a name that I've always liked. I wish that was my name instead of my name being Megan. Megan is my birth name. But I don't know, I've always resonated with that name, and I would like, I don't know, I just want people to start calling me that. I feel like at some point in my life, I don't know when, I want to legally change my name to that. So this video, I wanted to talk about something different. Well, something that I just go through in my own personal life. But for the past few weeks, I've been seeing these videos on Twitter. I have a Twitter account, so I've been seeing these videos on Twitter of like black parents and parents of color, beating, not beating, actually abusing their kids for doing things. I mean, they're not good things, but they're not like horrible things that would warrant like you getting a beating for. But and that, looking at those videos and seeing the discussions online and seeing people write posts about them online, that made me want to make this video. So what I wanted to talk about is how I feel like black people, I wanted to talk about how I feel like black adults, well, I don't know, black adults who still live with their parents or whatever, how they don't have authority and an anatomy, I don't know if I'm saying that word right, like over themselves or over their own lives, because that's how I feel. I feel like I have no control over what I wear, over how I do my hair, how I style and design my room, how I choose to express myself. And I feel like this is not a problem and it's not an issue with people who are white, you know. And I think probably the majority of children who are adults, I think I'm saying that wrong. I feel like the majority of black adults feel that way. And when I say adults, I don't mean like people in their 30s. I mean like people like 20 to like 25 or 26, in that range, when you're changing and when you're experimenting with things in life and when you're trying to figure out who you are as a person, and you feel like you can't because you're being stifled by your parents because you can't do this or you can't dress like this or whatever. So when I was 19, I cut my hair off, and I've never, like, I liked my hair short, but then I like it long because when it's longer it's easier to do stuff with. So I was like, oh, I've always wanted short hair. I never had short hair before. My hair was like always long and like really thick. So I cut it off at 19, and I didn't have any money, so I cut it off with like scissors, which wasn't probably not the best idea. So then I knew my mom was gonna freak out, so the next day I woke up and I put on like, I'm sorry, so I put on like this beanie that I had, and I was like, oh my god, I was freaking out like the whole day. And when I came home and I took it off and I was like walking around the apartment, she was like, oh, why did you cut your hair off? And it was like me cutting my hair was like I told her that I told her that I was pregnant or something. Like, it was that big of a deal, and it wasn't big of a deal because like hair grows back. You cut it off and it grows back. I cut my hair like 5 times and it always grows back. So I don't know what the big deal was. And it wasn't like I was 16, like I wasn't 21, but I was like 19. Like, I was at the end of my teenage years. I cut it off. Who cares, And I feel like she guilted me, which she always does. There's something that she does which I really hate. She guilted me, and then she was like talking about other kids, and I was thinking to myself, like, but what does my hair have to do with some other girl who wants long hair that can't grow long hair? I mean, it sucks, but it's like, that's not my problem. Like, I don't know, how does that relate to me? Like, you can't grow long hair, okay. Who is this person? Who is this random girl that she's talking about? I don't know. And frankly, I didn't care, and I don't care. You know, that's one example. Other examples. So when I was 22, I decided, I don't know where this came from. Maybe because of from Tumblr, but I stopped shaving my legs. And I stopped wearing a bra. I didn't stop shaving. Well, I still shave my armpits, but like I'll let the hair grow out for like a few weeks. So I only shave like once a month because I really don't see the purpose. And then, you know, for the people who are getting like, oh, you smell, it's like, no, that's why you take showers, you know, consistently, and you don't wait 7 days to take a shower, you know. So I stopped wearing a bra, and I like researched online. I went online and I found all these websites and these articles about how wearing a bra is a waste of time, and you know, there's no purpose. And then I was like, well, you know, I don't even have anything, so like, what is the purpose of me wearing a bra? Like, I don't even have anything. And even if my boobs were bigger, I still would have stopped wearing a bra anyways. But you know, they're uncomfortable and I don't see the purpose. So I was 22 in 2014. So it's gonna be 2018 and I will be 26 next year, at the beginning of next year. And she's still complaining about me not wearing a bra. But then I don't understand, because it's like, it's not your body. And I'm not 21 anymore. Like, I'm actually past the age of 21. Like, I am 25. I'm an adult. I can think about things, and I can think about things to the point where if I can tell myself, well, if I do this, I actually know the consequences, and if I do this, I know it's gonna happen to me. Like, I'm at the point, I feel like, you know, I'm at the stage in my life where I can think about things logically and do what I want. And even if I do the wrong thing, I know what's gonna happen after I do that thing that's not right, you know. So I'm like, me not wearing a bra, it's like, I don't want to say it affects other people, but I feel like it doesn't affect anybody else, because if it's making me happy and it's making me feel good, that I don't have to be aggravated with having this thing on top of my upper body that's uncomfortable and that would give me a headache. What is the problem? Like, what is the problem? I don't understand, you know. And then it's like, I don't know, I feel like she does this thing where like she does this thing where she, you know, she complains about what we do, and it's like, it's not affecting you. Me not wearing a bra doesn't affect you. What does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with anybody else? You know, that has nothing to do with you. That's not your life. Like, why are you making it such a big deal? Why are you worrying about it so much that you're like getting upset about it? Like, I don't care. You know, I don't care. And they can complain about it until they die. She can complain about it until I die, and I'm still not gonna find money to go buy a bra. Like, that's money that I'm saving. Like, now I don't have to think about, oh man, now I have to find like $40 to find one bra, because bras are not cheap anyways, you know. So she does that where she guilts me and she makes me feel bad about doing something that has to do with my body, that doesn't have to do with anybody else, you know. And then there's this thing, so I am not a hoarder. I don't hoard things. This is another example. So I'm not a hoarder. I don't like clutter, you know. I am minimalist, you know, and I'm trying to live that lifestyle. So when I was like 23 or 24, maybe 23, when I was in high school, I organized my closet. I organized it like by color and by something else, but I forgot. So I organized that, and when I was 23, majority of the clothes that I was not wearing, I, you know, put them in a bag, and I gave them away to Goodwill. And there were other things in my room that I was like, well, I'm not using this. When am I going to use it? I don't like keeping things just in case. I feel like that's the stupidest thing ever for people to do, you know. But that's just me. Like, if people want to do that, then they can do that. That, you know, being a minimalist is different for everyone. So I know for me, like, I'm not going to keep something if I cannot find the reason of why I'm keeping it. I'm not going to keep it. So I found all this stuff that I wasn't using, and I was like, well, this is taking up space, this is taking up space, what is the purpose? So I gave it all away. And the books, I had these books that I wasn't reading. I'm not going to throw away fucking books. Who's going to throw away some damn books? So I was like, okay, I'm going to give the books to Goodwill. I'm not reading them. And they were like books from like elementary school. I'm 25. Why do I need books for like elementary school? And for the people that are going to be like, oh, for your future kids, I'm not having kids. I don't want kids. I don't have a desire for that lifestyle. So anyways, so I'm like, the books are from elementary and middle school. I don't need those books. They're taking up space. So I gave them away to Goodwill, and I got the little tax thing, but I don't know, I don't care about that. The point is that I got the shit out of my fucking room, right? So then she does, there's this other thing that she does. I don't know why she does this. Like, she'll open my door and then she'll like look around in the room. Like, and it's like, I hate when she does that, because it's like, why are you doing that? Why do you do that for? You don't sleep in here. It's not like she doesn't sleep in here. You don't sleep in here. This is not your space. This is my space for me to do whatever I want. That doesn't mean like I break down walls or stuff. And I probably would do that if I had a job. Like, if I had money to do that, I probably would do that too. But, you know, it's not like I'm doing something where I'm breaking down a wall or something like that, you know. So she's like, oh, what happened to all this stuff? And I'm like, oh, I gave it to Goodwill. And she's like, why would you give it to Goodwill? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, so giving it to Goodwill was a bad idea. You know, and I mean, honestly, this is kind of weird. Like, I read something online, and they said that if you have something to give away or to donate, like, don't give it away to Goodwill, because they don't pay their workers a lot of money, and there's all this other stuff. So, but anyway, I didn't know that back then. So I was like, oh, Goodwill, you know, it's a place where they, you know, it's a good place, it's a good store, you know. So I did that, and then she got mad at me for that. And then, you know, and then probably the beginning of this year, I sleep on a bunk bed. So earlier in the year, I dismantled the top bunk bed because it was annoying. And it's like, I'm 25. Why am I sleeping on a bunk bed? Like, I'm sorry, excuse me. You know, why am I sleeping on a bunk bed? You know, my nephew's 4 and his bed is like a grown-up bed. He's sleeping in a regular bed and he's 4. You know, there's no reason that I should be sleeping. I mean, I'm happy I have a bed to sleep in, but it's like, I'm sleeping in a child's bed. I'm not a child anymore. That doesn't make any sense. So I dismantled the top bed, and I put it like, we live in an apartment complex, so they have, where the trash is, they have a place for the trash, and they have a place where you can give away stuff to Goodwill. So that area, so it's like, this is the trash, this side is the trash, and this side is the side where you donate stuff or you recycle things, where you can put things to be recycled or to be given away to Goodwill or something like that. So I put so I took the mattress and I put it out of my room, and I didn't put it in the trash because it's a mattress. Like, somebody can use it to sleep on. So, because that would have been stupid. Why would I put a mattress in the trash? So I put it in the side where you can donate it or give it to Goodwill. And the top bed had like these, I don't know what you call it. It's like a bar kind of. So I took that and I put it, you know, in the living room. So when she came in the morning, because she works at night, when she came in the morning, she was like, oh, you know, and then she was going on this fit about how, you know, the devil made me, you know, take the bed off and all this stuff. Because then I remember for like the longest, I've been asking her, like, can I get a new bed? Like, can I get a new bed? You know, And sitting up in the bed was like annoying because you have the lower bunk and then you have the higher bunk, and it's like I couldn't sit up straight, and it was just annoying. And you know, it made the room look smaller, my room. And then she was going on this fit about, you know, I have nothing better to do, and why am I, you know, why did I take it off, the bed was okay, and all this stuff. And it made me, it honestly, it made me feel like I just killed someone. Like her reaction to me taking the bed off, the top bunk off of the bed, it made me feel like I just killed someone, or like I molested a child. Like that's what it made me feel like, because she was reacting to it like I did something so horrible and like disgusting and so vile. And it was like, but you don't even sleep in here, this is not your bed, you don't fucking sleep in the bed, I sleep here, this is my room. You know, and granted, yeah, I don't live on my own, but it's like, but this space is mine. Like space is mine. I don't have a place where I don't have my own apartment, so this place is mine. This is my own space where I can feel, you know, I'm supposed to feel comfortable, and I'm supposed to feel like, wow, this is my space, I get to sleep here. And I don't feel like that, and I'm doing things to make it feel that way, you know. So yeah, so I feel like every time I do something, you know, it's like a reaction, like why or whatever. And then tonight, well, earlier tonight, because it's like, I think it's like 4 o'clock in the morning now, but there was this table that I've had since like middle school or something, and I asked her if I can like replace it, not throw it away, but like, you know, buy a little table, because I had a big TV, and I got rid of that, and my dad bought me a smaller one because I didn't want a big TV, because I'm like, what is the purpose? There's only one person sleeping in my room. I don't need this big ass TV for. So I have the desk, so I put the table on the desk, but it didn't look right. It looked weird, of course. So the desk, it's broken. I'm not using it. The only thing I'm using it for is to put the TV on. So I have this other table that's smaller, and you know, that's not so bulky. So I dismantled the table that I've had since like middle school, because I was like, well, I'm not gonna throw it away, because why throw it away? It's a table. Maybe someone, I don't know, maybe I could give it to someone and they can like put it back together. I honestly have no idea, because people take apart, I guess you could take apart things and put it back together, you know. So I was like, I'm not gonna throw it away, it's a desk. It's like throwing away a lamp. Why throw away the lamp when you can just replace it, give it to someone else, buy a new lamp, you know. So I did that. So it's gonna be funny to see her reaction tomorrow when she comes in my room, because the desk is like, when you first open the door, the desk is like right there, you know. And I didn't want to put it by the window or, you know, by the door. So I dismantled the desk, and the pieces I put underneath my bed, and one piece I put in my closet because it can't fit underneath the bed, you know. So it's going to be interesting. And I told all of those examples because I feel like as black people who are adults, who, you know, are in their mid-20s, I feel like, you know, we're not allowed to express ourselves whatever way that is, whether it's by decorating your room the way you want to, by, you know, dressing how you want to, by doing your hair any way you want to, you know. And I just feel like it's not okay. I feel like it's hurtful, and it's like it messes with I feel like it stops you from accepting yourself, because, you know, every time I change something in my room, or I move the furniture a different way, or I, you know, buy a new plant, or I get rid of a plant, or, you know, I move the bed this way, or I move the chair this way, and when she comes in here she sees it, and it's, instead of being like, oh, okay, hi, and then instead of just saying hi to me and going into your room and going about your business, you say hi, and you're like, oh, what happened, and why did you get rid of this, and why did you buy more plants? And, you know, I feel like everything I do is a problem, and I've always felt like that. I've always felt, even as a child, I've always felt like well, fuck, I can't do anything right. Like, what is the purpose of me being here if I can't do anything right? And when I do something to express myself, it's met with like negativity, and it's met with anger, and it's met with, why are you doing this to yourself? Or, why did you do this, and you're only doing this because you're bored. And it's like, I can't change my room because I just want to change it, like, or I want the room to look a different way. Like, that's why I can't change my room. I have to change the furniture or move the furniture around because I'm bored. Like, that's why people change their house or move furniture around or get rid of stuff or buy new things, because they're bored, not because they just want something fresh and they want the room to look different. And it's like when you're 18 and you're one way, and then when you become 25, the same way that you were at 18. You shouldn't be like that at 25. Like, you should change, and you should be a different person at 25 than you were at 18. Your mindset should change. The way you view the world should be different. Like, you shouldn't be looking at the world the way you were looking at it when you were 18. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I just feel like, oh, that's the word I was looking for. I feel like it's a detriment to growing as a person when you are not allowed, or when you can't, or even when you do express yourself. It's like, oh, why did you do this, why did you do that? And even when I go out with her, and I hate doing this because it's annoying, when we go to the store to buy food, and if I'm not wearing bra, because I don't wear bra, and I try not to wear like white shirts or shirts that are like sheer or whatever. I try to wear black shirts or darker shirts, and even if I do wear a darker shirt, she'll still look at me and be like, oh, you need to stop that. Like, one day she was like, oh, you need to stop not wearing bra. Like, she's telling me that I need to wear bra, but it's like, I'm 25. What are you doing? You can't tell me what to do. I'm not a teenager. I'm not a minor. Like, you can't tell me what I should be wearing. That's not okay. Like, who does that? Like, when I'm 30, are you still gonna be telling me at 30 years old that you need to wear a bra? Like, I need to? I don't think so. No, I don't need to do anything. I can do whatever I want. And stuff like that. And it's just so, I don't understand it. Like, it's so weird to me. It's like, it's one thing if your child is 14 and they want to dress a certain way, and you're like, no, you can't do that. Don't show off your body. But it's like, the fuck, I'm 25. I'm gonna be 26. I think I can dress the way I want to. And it makes me, and even when I go online and I see people, and I see girls who are like 22 and 23, and they're dressing how they want to dress, whether that's showing off their body or not. But it's like, it makes me feel sad when I see people who are younger than me, who can express themselves the way they really want to, and who are happy. And it's like, wow, that must feel so nice to just do what you want to do, and you just feel like free. Like, I don't feel free. I feel like I'm in a cage, and I've always felt like that. I feel like I'm in a cage. I feel like I can't escape. Like, literally, if I leave the house and I go somewhere and I meet people, I feel so free. Like, it just makes me feel so happy, even if it's like for an hour or like 2 hours. But I just feel so free. It's like, wow, like, I'm out of my room, I'm out of that place, and if I'm dressed a certain way, it's like, man, I'm here, and and I don't have to think about anything until I go back home. Then it's like, okay, yeah, and like, I really hope that I get to leave here, because I can't take it anymore. And some of the things that I'm stressing out about, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't be stressing about those things. Like, I feel like I should be, somewhat happy, or actually, yeah, I feel like I should be more happier, living my life and having experiences and doing things, but I feel like I don't know, honestly, I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't do anything. I feel like I can't do anything to my room. Like, if I move books, if I move a table, if I move the bed, if I move this fucking chair, if I, you know, get rid of my plants that I had, it's like, why? Why did you do this? But it's like, why are you worried about it? Is it your bedroom? Like, you're not sleeping in here. You know, you're not sleeping in here. I'm not punching holes in the walls. I'm not using the hammer and breaking down the wall. I'm literally just moving furniture, and like, who cares? I don't even know why she cared. Why do you care that much? Why does she fucking care that much? It's not your bedroom, you know? Why do you care? I'm the one, this is my space. Even though it's in your house, but it's like, this is my little space. Why can't I get to do what I want in my fucking space? You know, why am I not allowed to dress how I want to dress? Why am I not allowed to fucking cut my hair off if I want to cut it off? Why is, like, I feel like everything I do is a problem to her, and it's just annoying. It's like, I shouldn't feel like this. This is my own mother. Like, why? Why? You know, I don't know. You know, and even with my hair, like, I think it was last year, September, no, it was last year, October, I had a mohawk, and when I cut my hair into a mohawk, because my hair was like long, really, really long, like a year, for me, my hair grows like really fast. You know, it actually grows too fast. But so I decided to cut it into a mohawk, because I was like, oh, I've always wanted a mohawk, whatever. So I cut it into a mohawk, and of course, you know, she's like, oh, you know, why did you cut it off? And I don't like it, and whatever, you know. And I feel bad, because I feel like that's the reason why I cut it off. If I never cut the mohawk off, and I just kept cutting the sides off, the middle part would have been like so long, it would have been longer by now. But I feel like I cut it off because it was like, well, I feel like I let her make me feel that bad about myself, that I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna cut this shit off. So instead of just cutting the sides off like I would usually do, I just cut it off, and I cut it short, and I was tired of it being short, because I got past the stage of like, okay, I like short hair now. I was like, okay, I got that out of my system. So I cut it off like super low, like super low. I cut it off, and she was like, oh, why did you cut your hair off? And then of course she was complaining, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, well, when I had my mohawk, you were complaining about that, and you were like, oh. And then she indirectly, she kind of told me, she was like, oh, you should just cut it off, because it looks weird and all of this stuff. So then when I go cut it off, you're complaining that I cut it off when you told me that I should cut it off in the first place. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? That literally made no sense. Ow. You know, so then I had to wait for it to grow out and stuff. So then maybe like this year in June or July, it was still short. So I was like, I'm gonna cut it into a mohawk again. So I cut it off. So I cut the sides off. And I'm so proud of myself, because like the middle part is, you know, still has hair, and it's long enough to where I can plait it now, like braid it now. Yeah, because I think most people don't know what plait means, but yeah, so I can plait it now and braid it, and you know, so I'm kind of happy about that. And even this year, when I cut it off into the mohawk again, she was like, oh, why did you cut it off and let your hair grow? And then she has this thing, I don't even know why. It's like, it's not your fucking hair. Like, she's acting like she still has to wash my hair for me and moisturize it for me. It's like, when my hair is dirty, do you know who washes my hair? I do. I have to wash it. You know, when it was longer last year, I had to wash it. I had to twist it up every night. And that hurt this part of my hands. I'm the one that had to moisturize it every day. I had to plait it up before I went to bed every night. I had to put a tie around it so the cotton sheets wouldn't dry out my fucking hair. I'm the one that had to take care of it. If I want to cut it off because it's getting too long, why do you care? Don't make me feel bad about it. You don't have to deal with it. I'm the one who has to deal with my hair. I have to wash it and I have to